Today, the internet is populated by pacemakers streaming real-time cardiac data, refrigerators tracking expiration dates, and even smart diapers with moisture sensors that alert parents when it's time for a change. We often picture the internet as a weightless, magical cloud where this data simply floats. The reality is much heavier. It is an industrial, physical machine built from millions of miles of glass, copper, and steel. To understand exactly how this machine operates, we have to use a top-down approach. We start at the device in your hand, and we dig straight down into the planetary core of the network. Look at this diagram showing the network architecture. All those glowing nodes on the outside represent our phones, computers, and smart appliances. They are merely hosts sitting at the absolute perimeter, a concept engineers call the network edge. Sitting at the network edge means that a simple tap on a screen isn't sending data into the air. It's the first step into a specific physical labyrinth. To get off that edge, your data first has to cross a local access network. Usually, that means bouncing a short distance over your home Wi-Fi or reaching out to a nearby cellular tower. From there, the data hits hard physical media. It pushes through dense copper wiring, light firing through fiber optic cables, or directional radio waves. This animation shows the strict physical limit of these routes, a concept known as bandwidth. We have a narrow pathway on top and a wider pathway below. If the physical pathway expands, multiple streams of data can travel side by side, dictating the transmission rate. Digital speed is not a software trick. How fast a web page loads is strictly limited by the physical width of these microscopic pathways. Once your data clears those local pathways, it lands at a local or regional internet service provider, the specific company managing the initial connections in your town. This diagram maps the global hierarchy. Local ISPs plug into massive global ISPs to bounce data across continents. But tech giants like Netflix operate independent content provider networks. They place data centers next to your regional hub, bypassing standard global routes to deliver files directly. The internet is actually a fractured mosaic of thousands of independent networks, all physically stitched together by specialized computers called packet switching routers. Since no single entity owns the entire physical pathway from end to end, traffic can often be rerouted around a localized outage. This decentralized structure allows the internet to function even when significant parts of its physical hardware are offline. But bolting millions of independent networks together creates a massive logistical problem. The machines have to know exactly how to hand off data without dropping it into a void. They organize this chaos using protocols. Think of a human greeting. If you ask a stranger for the time, there are strict call and response rules we instinctively follow to avoid a breakdown in communication. This flowchart shows how that translates to machines. On the left, humans exchange a standard greeting before asking for information. On the right, a computer sends a TCP connection request, waits for the specific response, and only then requests the file. These sequences are global standards. They are strictly defined and maintained by engineering task forces to ensure every machine speaks the same language. Cables and routers without protocols are just dead metal. These communication standards are the functional glue that allows the physical pieces of the network to interact as a single system. If we pull all the way out of the deep core and look at the top layer, we arrive at what engineers call the services view. At this layer, the network provides an API, or Application Programming Interface. An API is a set of standardized functional hooks that software can use to talk to the network. Look at this cross-section. Because of these clean software hooks on top, developers can build apps without needing to understand the copper wires or TCP requests beneath them. This immense bottom layer complexity is neatly hidden inside a solid black box, leaving developers free to innovate. Which brings us back to the devices in our homes. Press a button on a smart speaker to ask a simple question about the weather. That simple command triggers a meticulously choreographed cascade. It fires through local Wi-Fi, dives into regional fiber optics, adheres to global protocols, queries a server across the world, all before the speaker even answers.